Imagine finding a small fortune hidden in plain sight, tucked away in an old jar or forgotten in the back of a drawer. It sounds like a fantasy, but for a select few, this dream has become a stunning reality. The United States has a rich history minted into its coinage, and among the billions of quarters, dimes, and dollars, there exist a handful of specimens so rare and so coveted that they are worth more than most houses, cars, or even lottery winnings. While many of the coins you see in headlines are over a century old, the thrill of discovery is timeless, and understanding what to look for is the first step toward potentially life-changing wealth. Let's address the specific coin mentioned right away, the 2001 Rhode Island Ocean State Quarter. This coin, part of the hugely popular 50 State Quarters program, is a beautiful piece of Americana, featuring a vintage sailboat gliding through Narragansett Bay with the Pell Bridge in the background. However, it is crucial to understand its true nature. With a staggering circulation mintage of over 870 million coins combined from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the regular 2001 Rhode Island quarter you might find in your pocket is worth exactly 25 cents. Its value lies in its design and place in history, not in its rarity, as it was produced in quantities that ensure it will never be scarce. So where does the million-dollar myth come from? It often springs from a misunderstanding of what makes a coin truly valuable: eras, composition, and condition. For instance, the San Francisco Mint did strike a much smaller number of proof coins and silver proofs for collectors in 2001. A pristine, perfect silver-proof Rhode Island quarter is far more valuable than its circulated clad counterpart, potentially being worth hundreds of dollars to a collector. But this is still a far cry from millions. The stories of eight-figure fortunes are almost exclusively reserved for coins minted in the 18th and 19th centuries, which have survived in minuscule numbers. To give you a sense of what real, headline-grabbing wealth looks like in the coin world, consider the legendary 1794 flowing hair silver dollar. Believed to be the first silver dollar coin issued by the United States Mint, its historical significance is matched only by its extreme rarity. With only 150 to 200 examples believed to exist, this coin isn't just a piece of currency, it's the holy grail of American numismatics. When one of these pristine dollars appears at auction, it commands a king's ransom, with a value estimated at a breathtaking $7.75 million. Another coin that captures the imagination is the 1933 St. Gordon's Double Eagle. Its story is one of prohibition, secrecy, and legend. Although over 445,000 of these $20 gold pieces were minted, they were never released into circulation due to the US going off the gold standard, and nearly all were ordered to be melted down. A few miraculously escaped, and now the mere existence of one is a sensation. The only one legally allowed to be privately owned has sold for over $7.5 million, making it one of the most famous and desirable coins on the planet. Imagine finding one of those in an old family safe. Perhaps one of the most intriguing tales is that of the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. Officially, the US Mint did not produce Liberty Head nickels in 1913, having moved on to the Buffalo design. Yet somehow, 5 examples were struck under mysterious circumstances. These fantasy pieces are the holy grail for nickel collectors, each with its own name and provenance: the Norweb, the Eliasberg, the Walton, the McDermott, and the Olsen. Their illicit and enigmatic origin only adds to their allure, making them worth an estimated $4.75 million each. Then there is the king of coins, the 1804 silver dollar. In a delicious twist of history, these coins were not actually minted in 1804. They were created several decades later, in the 1830s, as special diplomatic gifts for foreign dignitaries. This backstory of being a special presentation piece, combined with the fact that only 15 are known to exist across 3 different classes, catapults their value into the stratosphere. One of these regal coins is valued at around $6.75 million, a fitting tribute to its royal nickname. But you don't always need to find a coin from the 1800s to strike it rich. Sometimes, a mistake at the mint can be your million-dollar ticket. Take the 1943 copper penny, for example. During World War II, copper was needed for ammunition and other war materials, so the mint switched to making pennies out of zinc-coated steel. However, a small number of copper planchets, the blank metal discs, from 1942 were accidentally left in the press hoppers and struck with the 1943 date. These bronze-colored pennies amidst a sea of silvery steel ones are incredibly rare and can be worth over $900,000. Another fantastic error to look for is the 1969 S. Lincoln cent with a double die obverse. This means that the design on the front of the coin was imprinted twice, slightly offset, creating a dramatic and easily visible double image, particularly in the lettering and date. When this error was first discovered, the Secret Service even confiscated some, initially believing them to be counterfeits. Today, a genuine, high-grade example of this famous penny can be worth over $600,000, a phenomenal sum for a 1-cent mistake. Even coins from the 1970s, like the bicentennial quarter you mentioned, can hold hidden value, while the vast majority of the 1.6 billion bicentennial quarters minted with the special 17761976 drummer boy reverse are only worth face value. Certain variations are highly sought after. The most valuable are the 40% silver versions, struck only at the San Francisco Mint and bearing an S mint mark. If you find a proof-like silver bicentennial quarter in pristine, perfect condition, its value can climb into the thousands. In the rarest of instances, with extraordinary mint errors, some experts suggest they could even approach values in the millions. So what does this mean for you and the pile of coins in the corner? It means that while you are statistically unlikely to find a 1794 silver dollar, the possibility of finding a valuable error coin or a rare silver issue is very real. You must become a detective. Check every 2001 Rhode Island quarter for an S mint mark and examine the date and lettering on every Lincoln cent from the 1940s, 60s, and 70s for doubling. Look at the edge of your bicentennial quarters. Do they have a brown copper stripe, clad, or a solid silver color, 40% silver? The key takeaway is this: knowledge is the true treasure. The information you seek is concise and emotionally engaging because the stakes are genuinely high. Don't spend a single old or unusual coin without giving it a second look. Educate yourself, invest in a magnifying glass, and consult price guides from reputable sources like the NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, or PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. That seemingly ordinary quarter or odd-looking penny could indeed be a ticket to unimaginable wealth, not through myth, but through the very real and thrilling science of numismatics. Your fortune might be just a magnifying glass away. Your heart races at the thought, doesn't it? The idea that a simple coin, perhaps the one jingling loose in your pocket or gathering dust in a forgotten piggy bank, could be the key to unimaginable wealth is one of the most thrilling fantasies imaginable. The inscription you see, Liberty in God W.E. Trust 1967, United States of America, EPLUBUS UNUM quarter dollar, might look ordinary at first glance. But you must look again, and this time look closer. While the path to becoming a billionaire overnight is paved with the rarest of the rare, the journey to discovering a life-changing fortune starts with understanding the true secrets hidden in plain sight on coins exactly like this one. Your fortune could be just a magnifying glass away, and the time to start searching is now. Let's begin with the 1967 quarter itself, a coin that represents a fascinating and unique moment in American history. In the mid-1960s, the United States faced a severe coin shortage, driven by rising silver prices that led people to hoard silver coins. In a bold move to stop this and keep money in circulation, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. From 1965 through 1967, they removed mint marks from all coins. This is why your 1967 quarter has no little D for Denver or S for San Francisco. It's a relic of a time of national economic adjustment, a piece of history that is already a treasure in its own right, but for a select few, it could be so much more. Now forget everything you think you know about this coin's value from wild internet rumors. The truth is far more exciting and nuanced. An average, worn 1967 quarter that you might find in a handful of change is worth exactly 25 cents. But that's where the story begins, not ends. The magic happens when you understand the three pillars of numismatic value: condition, eras, and special varieties. A 1967 quarter in pristine, uncirculated mint state condition, one that was carefully saved and never jingled in a pocket, immediately jumps in value to between $7.50 and $10. That's a 3,000% to 4,000% return just for being in flawless condition. But the real treasures are the ones that look like proof coins but aren't. During these 3 years without mint marks, the San Francisco Mint didn't produce traditional proof coins for collectors. Instead, they created special mint sets, or SMS coins. With a total mintage of just under 1.9 million sets, these 1967 SMS quarters were struck with special care, giving them a sharper, more beautiful finish than regular coins. If you find one of these, its value starts to climb significantly. In high grades, an SMS quarter can be worth $75, $150, or more. Now prepare yourself for the kind of discovery that changes lives. Within these SMS quarters exists an even rarer echelon, the cameo and ultra cameo varieties. These coins possess a breathtaking contrast, where the design elements are frosted and appear to float against a deep, mirror-like field. Finding a 1967 SMS quarter with a cameo designation in MS68 grade can push its value past $1,500. But if you are holding an ultra cameo, the absolute pinnacle of beauty and rarity, in the highest grades, experts value it at over $5,000. Imagine pulling a coin from an old set and realizing it's worth $5,000. And then there are the eras. This is where the potential for a true windfall explodes. The minting process is a ballet of precision, and when something goes wrong, it creates a one-of-a-kind masterpiece for collectors. On your 1967 quarter, you must examine every letter and number with a magnifying glass. Look for a double die error, where the image was stamped twice, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like doubling, especially on Liberty or the date. Such an error can be worth $100, $200, or even more depending on how dramatic it is. These aren't defects, they're rare and valuable mint-made marvels. While your 1967 quarter holds its own secrets, you mentioned bicentennial coins, and that opens the door to even more staggering possibilities. The 1776 1976 bicentennial quarter, with its iconic drummer boy design, is another coin where a sharp eye can pay off handsomely. Over 1.6 billion were made, but the vast majority were the common copper-nickel clad type, worth only its face value. However, the San Francisco Mint also struck millions of special 40% silver versions, both as uncirculated and proof strikes. Finding a pristine 1976 silver proof quarter is like finding a golden ticket, with high-grade examples routinely selling for thousands of dollars. In fact, the market for exceptional bicentennial quarters is so strong that recent auction results will make your head spin. A few years ago, a 1976 bicentennial silver quarter in supremely high grade sold for an astonishing $19,200. But that's not even the most extreme example. Imagine a coin that was struck on the wrong planchet, a quarter design stamped onto a dime. One such double-denomination error, a 1976 bicentennial quarter struck over a cent, sold for $9,200, and a rare double-die error on a 1976 D quarter fetched over $8,400. These are the real-world treasures hiding in plain sight. This brings us to the legends that fuel the million-dollar dreams you've heard about. The coins worth millions, like the 1794 flowing hair silver dollar or the 1933 double eagle, are indeed out there, but they are the holy grails, safely tucked away in museum-grade collections. For the everyday person, the real, attainable fortune lies in finding the almost million-dollar coins like the ones we've discussed. A 1967 quarter is not a myth. It's a real opportunity. You don't need a time machine, you just need to look at the coins you already have. So what is the practical, emotionally charged takeaway from all of this? It is simply this: never, ever spend another old or unusual coin without scrutinizing it first. Your pile of coins in the corner is not just pocket change, it's a potential lottery ticket you've already bought. Take a moment right now, go through that old piggy bank, check the jar on your dresser. Look at every 1967 quarter for that immaculate, uncirculated shine. Examine every bicentennial quarter's edge. If it's solid silver with no copper stripe, you've hit the jackpot. Use a magnifying glass to search for doubling. The information you seek is concise and emotionally engaging because the stakes are genuinely that high. The difference between 25 cents and $5,000 can be a 5-minute investment in education and a careful look under good light. Your fortune is not a myth, it's a possibility, and it's waiting to be discovered. The thrill of the hunt, the history in your hand, and the life-changing potential of that one special coin are all real. Don't spend your future. Start searching today.